Hello everybody, Ian Lee here. I hope y'all are doing well today. In this video, I want to discuss harmonizing a melody, just a small little fragment of a melody from the great tune As Time Goes By. Wonderful song, still one of my favorites. Love playing it, love singing it. Yeah, it's just a great tune. And you know, one of the things that's so fun about, I think, music in general, but I think one of the great things about learning the American songbook and following in the jazz tradition on whatever that means, because the tradition continues to expand and grow and all these things, is that as we grow as artists and musicians, that these songs grow as well, because we keep changing and the more intimately you know the tune, which isn't just knowing it. I mean, there's that initial fact of knowing the chords, knowing the melody, sure, but then there's just spending the months or the years, you know, playing it over and over again, and it becomes so intimately connected to us. And then we can explore it in all these really great ways that we just couldn't have thought of when we first learned a tune, you know? It's just really cool how the process works and how it evolves and how we evolve. It's really fun stuff. So, of course, what I'll be showing here today is just part of my own evolutionary process with the tune and with my own understanding of the guitar and music and all that. So always I show these things with the hopes that it will encourage and inspire you to continue to explore your own artistry, your own musicianship, and push your own boundaries. So let's just go ahead and dive in. As time goes by, we're going to be really just looking at, very briefly here, the part of the melody. If we have the tune, I play this in D, and I'm a singer, so I always pick keys that are going to fit my voice. You must remember this, a kiss is still a kiss, a sigh's just a sigh. Ba-di-da-di-da. That's what we're going to be looking at, and that's D, C sharp, B, C sharp, B. Just that little chunk. And what we're going to be doing in terms of the harmonization is playing with some Barry Harris scale of chord stuff here, a little bit of contrary motion within that. And I'll go over some of that here in just a second. The contrary motion stuff, just a quick note, I've learned a lot from watching Dr. Thomas Eccles' channel, The Labyrinth of Limitations. It's a great channel. Thomas has done a phenomenal job of exploring Barry Harris's teachings in terms of harmony on the guitar. It's pretty wild stuff, so I would highly recommend watching his channel and checking some of that out. And of course, I can always make my own videos to further interrogate and educate on these things. If anybody has any questions or feels confused about something, please let me know, and I'll do my best to answer that question through a video or a comment. So let's start by harmonizing this melody. Now, when that melody happens, we're playing a D chord, so we need to be aware of that. We're playing over a D major. You can... And I'm choosing to play the melody in this octave. So the first thing that I did when I was playing with harmonizing this was I saw this is a great opportunity to harmonize that melody. And what this looks like a little B minor 7 chord. And it is that on the one hand, but it's also a D6 in third inversion, because we know that D6 equals B minor 7 equals D6. They're one and the same, just different sides of the same coin, as people say. So we have this little part of the melody first. Now we need to hit this C sharp. Now, if we're playing in Barry Harris's scale of chords, well, the next thing that can come is a diminished chord. And that's pretty, don't get me wrong. But I wanted to just change it up a little bit. So one thing we can always do is play, if we're playing a major chord, we can play what's called the 6 on the 5. And what that means is we can play a major 6 chord built off the 5th degree of whatever chord we're on. So in this instance, we have D major 6. I'm playing D major 6 up here in this inversion to harmonize this melody. Okay? And then what we can do is play a major 6 chord built off the 5th of D. So the 5th of D is A, D, F sharp, A, 1, 3, 5. So that means I can play an A major 6. And what that ends up creating sonically, like if the bass player were playing D and then I were playing A major 6, it would become this D major 7, 9, or D major 9, whatever you want to call that. But really pretty sound. So I was thinking, okay, well, we got this C sharp in here. Well, C sharp is a part of A major. That's the 3rd of A major. So what I can do is go, I can use this first inversion, or just root position A major 6 voicing here. Nice pretty little voicing, huh? And it's actually the same shape as this, not the exact same shape, but it's similar in the sense that, you know, whenever you do a string transference, you move up the chord, and then anything that lands on the B string, you move it up a half step, and then you can move it down 5 frets, and you got the same octave, right? So here's what I have so far. Not bad, huh? Pretty stuff. So we have ba, ba, and I'm getting that kind of major 9 sound from there. It's pretty. So now we have ba, da, da, da. So now I've got to hit that B note. So now I decided to start playing with some contrary motion stuff. And so from a drop 2 chord, you can jump really anywhere, but kind of the direct thing would be to go to an octave chord if you wanted, or you can go up to a drop 3. Those are the 2 parts of contrary motion that surround the drop 2 chord. So I decided to use an octave chord here. So, because I need that melody note, and there's my octave chord. Again, it's that B minor sound, B minor 7 or D6, and it's a different inversion. So we're just playing around D the whole time here. Now I need that melody note back in, so this is where the contrary motion is going to pop in. So I'm going, right? So I've got this octave chord. Now I'm going to use that diminished chord I mentioned earlier right there. Okay, so you'll see the contrary motion here. You see the bass is going down and the melody's going up. And there's some great stuff going on in the internal voices as well, but we won't get into that at the moment. So we have, and then I need to hit this note one more time. And from a drop 2 chord, we can always go to a drop 3. So I'm gonna go play this nice little first inversion drop 3 chord, right? So we've got, it's cool, it's a pretty little thing. You know, will I use it? I don't know. That's not really the point. It was just a fun thing to explore in terms of using this stuff and harmonizing a melody. And I thought it was fun and pretty to play with. So again, we've got drop 2, just good old D6, then we've got A6, drop 2, and then we've got this nice little octave chord, and then diminished octave, or not diminished octave, but diminished drop 2, and then, and so the melody again is going, but the bass is going, isn't that cool? Ba-dee-da-dee-da. It's like its own melody occurring within harmonizing the melody of the song. Interesting stuff. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed that today. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this lesson off. Yeah, have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.